For decades, there's been one absolute truth in warfare. America owns the skies. Period. Well, today, we're talking about the day that truth just completely fell apart. Welcome to The Day the Sky Fell.
This quote right here, it says it all. You know, while most of us were sleeping, something huge happened over the mountains of Iran. A core belief of modern warfare just broke. The myth of American air invincibility was shattered.
So you gotta ask, how does a myth that big just shatter? Well, it all started with the unbelievable loss of two of America's most elite warplanes. And look, this wasn't just about losing some expensive hardware. This was about losing that feeling, that aura of being completely untouchable.
I mean, what's so mind-blowing here is what they lost. We're talking about the F-15E Strike Eagle, a 10-ton beast built to own the sky, and it was reportedly just downed. Then you have the A-10 Warthog, the indestructible flying tank, right? Its pilot had to eject. These aren't just planes, you guys. They are icons of American air power.
And this really sets up the central conflict, doesn't it? It's a classic David versus Goliath story. On one side, you've got these Goliaths, billion-dollar jets packed with the absolute best tech the Pentagon has. And on the other, this unseen David, this mysterious system they're calling the Secret Shield, a technology that literally turned the sky into a digital death trap.
So what was the feeling back in Washington? Well, according to what we're seeing, it wasn't just concern. It was total panic. Imagine thinking you have an unbeatable advantage and then watching it just evaporate. Poof, gone.
Okay, so how on earth did this even happen? This is where we get into the real mystery of the story. The Secret Shield. Honestly, it sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie. But believe me, the tech is terrifyingly real. It doesn't just shoot, it hunts.
So what exactly is this Secret Shield? Think of it like a digital spiderweb. It's a super advanced air defense system that doesn't just fire a missile at a plane. No, it's way smarter than that. It traps it, completely suffocates its electronics, and leaves it totally helpless. And this is the part that is just bone-chilling. The shield doesn't destroy the jet first, it blinds it first. Its main weapon isn't a missile, it's an electronic attack. It completely blinds the pilot, cuts off all communication, and basically turns a state-of-the-art fighter jet into a multi-million-dollar glider. Then it fires. It's like a digital kill chain, a four-step process. First, detect. The web sees the target, even if it's a stealth aircraft. Second, jam. It floods the jet with silicon waves, scrambling everything and cutting the pilot off from the world. Third, trap. Now the pilot is just flying blind. And finally, step 4, strike. A high-speed interceptor comes in for the kill, and it doesn't miss. Okay, so a weapons system this advanced, it just raises a massive red flag, right? You have to ask, did a country under crippling sanctions really develop this all by itself? Or was there some kind of shadow alliance working behind the scenes? And that really is the billion-dollar question, isn't it? Who handed Iran what's basically a cheat code for modern warfare? Because all the evidence seems to point to one thing. They didn't come up with this on their own. The sources point to two silent partners. Reports are saying Russia secretly delivered advanced missile systems like the Verba. At the same time, Chinese engineers were supposedly on the ground helping to finalize supersonic CM-302 missiles. And the goal? It seems to be a double whammy. Bypass sanctions to test out new F-35 killer technology in the real world and turn Iran into an unsinkable fortress to push back against the West. Now, I know all of this might sound like a distant conflict happening halfway around the world, but here's the thing. The price tag for this new reality, it's paid by all of us. This fight is happening right inside your wallet. The economic shockwave was insane and immediate. Crude oil prices shot up by $19 a barrel, just like that. That wasn't some expert's prediction for next month. That was the market freaking out in real time. Why? Because the Strait of Hormuz, the single most important oil route on the planet, just became a whole lot riskier.
Yeah, those missiles hitting the desert, they're also hitting the very foundation of the global economy. What happens in that narrow strait, it definitely doesn't stay there.
So let's bring this right home. What does this actually mean for you? Well, when shipping lanes aren't safe, the price you pay at the gas pump is going to explode. When it costs more to move things, your grocery bill could double. And all that instability, it can send financial markets and your 401k into a free fall. That's the personal fallout right there.
All right, for our last section, let's pull back and look at the big picture here. Because this wasn't just a one-off incident. This represents a massive shift in the rules of war. It might just be signaling the end of an entire era, the era of unchallenged American air superiority.
There's this chilling new term for this, interceptor bankruptcy. And the math is brutally simple. What happens when the other guy's bullets, thousands of cheap missiles, cost a tiny fraction of your armor, which in this case are billion-dollar jets? You can literally go broke just playing defense.
And that leads us to a really stark, unavoidable conclusion. For the last half-century, the absolute pillar of Western military strategy has been air supremacy. That is no longer guaranteed. The game has completely changed.
So, we're going to end on this final thought. In this new world of warfare, power isn't about having the fastest jet or the biggest bomb anymore. It's about who has the best information. The sky, it seems, now belongs to whoever controls the sensors.